thinking back to it now, high school was a bitch. It really was. And I remembered a certain thing that happened to me in high school that really has solidified me knowing that it's a bitch. So this is the story about the time where my friends tried to trick me into kissing a white boy. Yes, a white boy, a lizard, a Slovene, a skinwalker. But anyways, so there was we had these portables at my school, and portables are basically like easy to move trailers, and we had school buildings, but they weren't big enough to hold everybody, so we would have classes in the portables sometimes. And I used to have like I think 2 classes in my freshman year that were in portables, and I actually had those classes with like my 2 best friends at the time. And I was the only one in our friend group that hadn't had a kiss. Everybody had it in middle school, but I was the wallflower. I was the girl who was watching Animu, and no one wanted to smack on these lips, but that's okay. It's because that they're not as accessible as the other girls. But so I was telling them one day that like I hadn't kissed anybody, and I really didn't want my freshman year to end without me at least having one kiss. And they were like, well, who do you want to kiss? Who do you want to smack lips with? And there was this guy in my class named Terrell, and he was on the basketball team. And I was like, I don't know, maybe T. Did he know that I called him T? Did he know that we have a cute little nickname between us? No. I've never spoken to him. Every time he spoke to me, I would literally clam up. But we did have that little thing between us. Sometimes we would make eye contact in class. Sometimes he would ask me for a pencil, and I would always give mine to him. But anyways, so my friends were like, okay, behind the portable, and it was like there were 4 portables. There was like one. There was to the portable that was all the way in the back to the left. If you go behind there, you can meet somebody back there and you guys can kiss, and both of you are sworn to never tell anybody. And if you do break that rule and you tell somebody like, hey, I kissed Michael behind the portable, you'll basically be looked at like, why the fuck did you snitch? Like, why did you do that? So they were like, we're going to set you up with somebody, and we're going to tell you a date, and we're going to tell you a time, and you're going to go behind that portable, and you're going to make out. Use tongue. And I was like, oh my God, I'm finally going to get my birthday. And so I think 2 weeks had passed, and I was like, it's not going to happen. Like, I'm not going to get a kiss. Summer is just around the corner. It's not going to happen for me. It's not in the cards. And my friend texted me on Kik late that night and said, oh my God, girl, like we have somebody to kiss you. And I was like, oh, do you now? And they were like, it's somebody that you already know, and I think you're really going to like who we chose. And of course, I'm thinking that it's T. Who else could it be? Who else have I been longing for? Who else has been the reason why my loans, my loans, whatever they're called, have burned so much? And I was getting ready for it. I remember I woke up that morning at like 5 because my bus came at 7. And I remember I woke up that morning at like 5 in the morning, got up, got my flat iron out. I pressed my hair to the gods. I curled my ends and I flipped my bangs. I put on cherry lip gloss. I had my best push-up bra with pads on. I was ready to go. There was nothing that could stop me that day from kissing T. And so they got me, like, when I got off the bus, we all had to kind of like wait outside in this certain area before the bell rung for us to go to our class. And they came up to me and they were like, oh my God, are you excited? Are you excited? I was like, yeah. And they were like, okay, so after lunch, after the first lunch wave, you have to go back there and kiss them. And I was like, okay. So here I am, biting my nails, everything, getting ready to go kiss T for the first time behind the portables. Like, I could not believe that I was getting this opportunity. And I couldn't believe that my girlfriends were such good friends that they would set this up. I mean, wowee, like A+++. And so first lunch wave comes around. I make sure I didn't eat. I didn't want to have bad breath. And that day we had, it was called like chicken fajitas or something. So I didn't want to eat that lunch because I didn't want my breath to stink. I had to be ready for tea. And so I'm basically just walking back and forth, like mustering up the courage to be able to go back there and give them the old kissy kiss 3000. And so finally the bell rung for us to switch lunch waves. And a lot of times if you came back to class, like maybe 15 minutes late, the teacher wouldn't say anything because they're like, oh yeah, you probably went to the bathroom after lunch. Like, we're not going to think too much on it. So it was perfect. So I ran back there. I mean, when I tell you, I ran back there like Speedy Gonzalez. And I was back there waiting for him, and I hear the crunch of leaves. So I'm sitting there fumbling my hands, make sure that I reapply my cherry lipstick that is already just packed on there so much. And behind steps Terry. Somebody that I have English class with that my teacher always made me partner with because Terry was a really shy guy in class. Terry had a unibrow. Terry likes to say the N-word. And Terry smells like dirt. Like, when I genuinely mean that he smells like sand, like dirt, like nasty dirt, that's what Terry smelled like. And Terry was one of those guys that, like, you know, those fingernails that are like really, really short to the point that the skin has kind of like puffed up around the tip of it. That was Terry. And I was like, what? And he comes around and he's like, hey, Morgan. I'm like, hey, Terry, what? Is T behind you? Am I getting punked? Where's Ashton? And it was like, so I've been liking you for a long time. You always helped me in class, and your friends told me that you were looking for somebody to kiss. And like, I've never had my first kiss either. And I was thinking like, well, that's not my problem that you've never had your first kiss. Only losers never have their first kiss. And I was like, oh no, I've kissed a ton of people before. I just was looking for this specific person to kiss, and I thought that they would show up here, but I guess not. And he was like, well, now that we're here together, do you maybe want to? And I looked at those paper thin lips, and I said, oh my God, if I kiss him, I'm gonna get a paper cut. I couldn't bring myself to do it. And I said, no, to be honest, like, I'm feeling a little sick today and I don't want to get you sick. And he was like, oh, you look fine. And I was like, no, I'm really actually genuinely sick. And I was sick to my stomach at the thought of kissing that white man, but he didn't need to know that. And he basically told me that, you know, he's sorry that I feel bad and he hopes I feel better. And before you guys try to think, oh, he's actually nice, need I remind you, Terry has a unibrow and Terry is a racist. I think he wanted to fulfill some type of black girl fantasy with me. I think that's the only reason why he went back there. So he let me go. I ran back to class, and my teacher pretty much told me that like I was in trouble for being late, whatever. I didn't care. And I met the girls later on that day when we were about to go to the buses, and they were like, how was it? Like, we picked the perfect guy. He likes you so much. And I was like, fuck you. And fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck your daddy, fuck your little Meemaw. Why do you even call her Meemaw? It's grandma. Fuck them, fuck your dog, fuck your siblings, fuck your shoes. Like, I could not believe that they tried to do that to me. I could not believe that they tried to get this melanated queen. Even thinking about it makes me want to throw up. I just can't believe that they tried to trick this melanated queen into kissing a ranch flavored monster. But anyways, that is a story about how my friends tried to get me to kiss a white boy. And I don't know if I ever mentioned this in the video. I probably didn't. But I told them before that I don't kiss white men. So they already know how I feel about it, and they didn't call. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you like it, you know, subscribe, tip, and send this to your friends so that they can subscribe, because I'm awesome. And don't you want your friends to see awesome people? Don't you want them to engage in awesomeness? If you don't, then you're a bad friend. And fuck you, and fuck your mama, fuck your daddy, fuck your sister, fuck your dog. You know what I mean? But anyways, discard all that because I want you to come back. So I'm being nice. So let me give you a hug. You didn't see any of that spit in my mouth. Anyways, thanks for being here.